been a little while since I shot a video, so I thought the art and science of a female hair restoration would be a good one to do because it's so beautiful in terms of design where you can elaborate upon. This 54-year-old lady is perimenopausal, but even though she may have lost a little bit of hair, she was just born with a high hairline, never knew that she could have that lowered and create a more feminine frame. So I'm going to reiterate some of the points that you may have remembered from some of the old videos in terms of design work, and then talk about some modifications I've made over the last couple of years. First of all, if you're seeing the central third of the hairline, you're not really seeing the temple. We'll do a different angle to show you that. As you can see, there's a rounded contour to the female hairline, completely different from a male hairline, which would be recessed at these points. Also, what you're seeing is that these are little central widow's peak, and you're seeing these two new little things here called lateral mounds. So it's a little bit more of a visual break in terms of the hairline that I think really feminizes the hairline and makes it look less straight. You see that the hairline is kept pretty tight, unlike a male hairline that has all these little insets where you see little fragments of hair coming out, like little islands of one-hair grafts. You're not going to see that very often in a female hairline. It's going to be more closely compact. Also, as you see that this hairline design has a widow's, not only the widow's peak, but a whorl where it's going actually to the side. Male hairlines go forward for the most part. This one sweeps to the side like a cowlick, and these arch back in this direction. Hopefully it's not too gory here, but these here are diphilic unit grafts. These are little holes, and what's really great about this is several things. One is you're actually taking all bald scalp out, so you're actually reducing the visual show of the bald areas in this region, which is really important to create central density for her right behind her existing hairline. The other thing is what's important is for her, her hairs are very, very, very fine, so you can actually get away with slightly larger grafts and look completely natural, and also not only completely natural, but the spacing is preserved because you're not really squeezing the grafts into a smaller hole. So a diphilic unit graft, to explain it to people that don't know what that is, a follicular unit is basically a grouping of 1, 2, 3, or 4 hairs that are how hairs are naturally clustered on the scalp. A diphilic unit grafts are a family of 2 of those put together, and that's really creating this wall of central density. Over to this side where you're not really seeing too much is you're actually seeing, is coming off the screen, that is. This area, I put more diphilic unit grafts on the left because she's balder on this side. There's more open space here. To create more visual parity or symmetry and balance, I put more diphilic unit grafts on this side. To support that, I put more 3-hair grafts behind here, which are stronger grafts, to support some of the areas, just so that it doesn't look too strong on this side. And then I feathered in 3-hair grafts going across it. Because she has such fine hairs, I don't need a lot of 2-hair grafts. I just put about maybe 2 rows of 2-hair grafts across the front here, and then I support it all with 3-hair grafts, and that's really going to give her a lot more visual density because I tightly packed them going back. Someone with really coarse hairs, you're worried that it's not going to look natural, so you want to go back and move more rows of 2-hair grafts, and you may not even use these diphilic unit grafts in that situation. But this lady has such fine hairs that it's really going to give her visual impact. In fact, she needs it, because if you don't create this kind of visual density here and you just use, let's say, 2-hair grafts and sort of scatter them all the way back here, you're just not going to get a visual punch for this result. Let's go ahead and take a look at the temples now. We are now examining the left temple. Basically, it's from where the previous screen was over here. Now we just moved over here. And as you can see, this natural curl that goes down like this is a very feminine hairline. A male hairline obviously would be designed with a peak going back this way, the exact opposite. You can see the turning point of the whorl is over here to the left, which is very common. I followed her cowlick, and it starts to go down this way. This is the little lateral mound you saw sort of hinted at on the side of the last image. And as it's going down, you can see that these actually are more 2-hair grafts in the bottom. So where I'm circling right here, these are all 2-hair grafts because you want a finer result in this area where the temple hair is finer. And then I've supported the upper portion right here with a density of 3-hair grafts that really provide a nice transition into my diphilic unit grafts. As we compare the other side, you'll see that I have a lot more diphilic unit grafts, or strong grafts, on the left side where she has a little bit more opening and baldness. Okay, to conclude the presentation, we're going to actually do a schematic in a moment, but just to conclude this side over here, lateral mound you see over here transitioning down to the temple. These are a row of 1-hair grafts, and then you got 2-hair grafts that extend across here about 2 to 3 rows. Then all of this is 2-hair. These are 2-hair grafts here. Again, you want finer grafts low down where the temple hairs are finer. And then back over here, these are all 3-hair grafts going up. And you can see that on this side there are fewer diphilic unit grafts because she's not as empty on this side. The other side we had a big area of diphilic unit grafts to really create visual density in the back side. And the 3-hair grafts blend upwards into the diphilic unit grafts. So I think this is going to look really, really elegant for her. Let's take a look at a schematic. I always draw this at the end of a procedure to help my girls place better. Part of my joy of doing a hair transplant is really the artistic design work, and I think that's what I'm trying to elaborate on here, and that's part of my excitement of presenting this information to you. This schematic here is all color coded. I do this for every single hair transplant I do. This is really helpful for my girls to know how to place well, so they know where the 2 hair grafts go, where the 3 hair grafts go, etc. In addition to that, it's a visual record for me. When I come back in a year from now and I look at areas that are improved, I want to see why they were improved and why I designed it that way. These lines right here are the temple transitions going into the temple hair. So what you're seeing in the black row here, the little 3 spikes, are the is the 1 hair grafts going across here. The reddish color right here, you can see again the schematic of more 2 hair grafts going into the temple, and then just a few rows right in the front area. The 3 hair grafts wrap around across here, and the 3 hairs are stronger grafts that are counterbalancing the very strong grafts, so the diaphragm cleaner grafts that are more expansive here on the left-hand side, as you can see that diagram with the larger yellow area. Finally, the 2 hair grafts on the back side just blend into existing hairline. The reason that I don't have to really even get into existing hairline is that a 54-year-old lady who's not losing hair, I don't have to worry about this separating so that this would become exposed over time. On a gentleman, I would worry about that, and I would blend more grafts going farther back. But for a female, all you got to do is put it right in here, especially someone that does not have a history of hair loss and just is born with a high hairline.